I'm Kalman Hervey and welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to this video. Basically, this one will be for people who are starting out in the corporate environment. More specifically, people who are trying to get into call centers, IT support, and similar places where basically dozens upon dozens of people are closed in one room, usually. In some of the companies where I worked, there were like 100 or 120 people in one giant hall, locked in with a bunch of, well, I would say cubicles, but they were so small that you couldn't even call them that. They didn't protect you from sound or anything. So in these places, there are some things that you really have to pay attention to, how not to get on the nerves of your colleagues, because stress is ever present in these jobs. And if we can mitigate that, that's really good. So when you are new in such a place, then most likely you will have a lot of questions. Although you will receive trainings, sometimes for weeks these trainings will go on, but either way you will have questions when you start the actual work. Now, in these places, it's really important to remember that everybody is busy. Everybody has the same job as you do, so they don't really have a lot of spare time. If they do, they try to rest or put themselves at ease or let off some steam in some way. So basically, when you have a question, then ask it directly. Don't go over to someone wasting a lot of time with pleasantries like, "Hi, sorry for disturbing, may I have a question? I don't know if you have time for this, but it would be just a small issue." No. Nobody has time for this. Ain't nobody got time for that. Basically, be as direct as possible. "Hi, do you know how this is done? Hi, where can I send this user? Hi, how can we resolve this?" And be as direct as possible. They will appreciate that you are not wasting their time. And that is a really good first step in this whole process of adapting into this environment. It might seem a bit rude if you're not used to it, but sparing time and not wasting the other's time is really, really appreciated. Now, regarding this, still in the matter of questions, basically, do not hover over people. That is something that some people do when they want to ask a question, but they are uncertain if the person they want to ask from is available. So they just stand nearby at the edge of their peripheral vision, and they wait to be noticed. That is extremely annoying, like really, really getting people angry. If you have a question, go to the person you've chosen and ask your question. If you just stand around waiting to be noticed while they can perceive you at the edge of their or from the corner of their eyes, that is really going to get people mad around you. So don't do that. Just go there, ask the question, and go back to your place. I've seen this happen multiple times in these call centers, and it always made people angry, like in a really bad way. So, still with the questioning part, if you ask a question from someone and you received an answer, even if you are not kind of satisfied with the answer, or you feel like the person might have given you wrong information, you can ask for a second opinion, ask a second person the same question, but not directly next to the person you just asked. Like, you ask person A, and then half a meter away you're asking person B. The first person can hear you ask the same question from someone else, so they know that you basically consider them dumb or I don't know. This is amazingly disrespectful, and this one alone can basically permanently break your connection, break your contact, and any chance of a positive future with your colleagues, because this is really breaking some unwritten rules. So if you're uncertain about the answer you received, you can ask another person via chat, or someone from the other end of the room, but do not do that right next to the person you just asked, because that's not going to end well. So if you see that someone has headphones on, like a headset with microphone or so, usually there's a reason for that. If you see that their microphone is in front of their mouth, they're most likely in a call, so do not disturb them. Or they might be in a virtual meeting or something like that. Do not disturb that person, because they won't have the capacity to respond to your problems or give you any advice, because they have to focus on the call they are in at the moment. So just avoid that person, or come back later when you see that they don't have the headphones on. If the mic is up and not in front of their mouth, then they most likely just listen to some music or anything like that, or they are just passive participants of a meeting. You might signal them with a hand signal to ask if they are in a call or available, but they might be on their break and they just need to be left alone a bit. So the safest way is to ask people who don't have headphones on. They are most likely not in immediate urgent cases, so they will be far more available to help you with your problem. Now, when someone's shift is over, they are packing their things and going out the door, do not ask any more questions of them. They most likely need to catch a train or catch a bus, and in general, no one likes to be yanked back into the office after their shift is done. Basically, just to be kind of harsh about it, nobody is paying anyone to help you after their working hours. So yeah, don't ask those questions. Look for someone else, or if it's not urgent, then you can ask your question the following day. But if someone is already on their way out of the office, don't hold them back. Don't keep them up with your extra questions, because that's going to be a really bad mark on your relationship with your colleagues. Now, regarding general communication within the office, at every place where I worked, we had a method for written communication, either via email or some sort of chat service, some communication application. Use it. Use it as much as possible, because that way, first of all, you have a written record of what's going on. So if there are questions coming up later, you can follow back and check back what was said earlier. And also you can copy paste information much better, and it's a really useful part of the communication within these offices. But if you have a question, if you're lost with a case or anything like that, send over your question or your issue in one message. That way, the person you asked the question from will see that, yeah, there was a question. Okay, as soon as I have time, I will deal with it. But if they don't respond immediately, do not be surprised. Do not be upset. It's not because they don't like you. It's because they're most likely busy with something and they don't have the capacity to respond to your case at the moment. So one thing you should definitely not do is spamming them, like sending single word messages or half sentences and just splitting up your question into like 10 messages. Because all these communication systems, all these applications have their little methods of signaling the recipient that, hey, there was a message coming in and you should take a look at it. Now, the problem is that when you send one message, the signal was there. Okay, yeah, I see, I'll deal with it. If you send another and another and another, it will keep blinking. And whenever they check, okay, I'll deal with it, and they go back to their work and it starts blinking again and again, that is very, very distracting and extremely annoying. You will become a nuisance for that person, and it will be more likely that they will not respond quickly even when they have time. They will just push you to the side that, okay, you were annoying me, so you're going to back off the line and I'm not dealing with your case as a priority. So that's something that you should really, really keep in mind. So if you like this kind of content, there will be more coming up. Likes at the bottom are really appreciated. If you'd like to see more of this, you can also subscribe. And if you know someone who would like these videos or who would see benefit of watching these videos, then share the link with them. Also, you can support me via Patreon, link in the description, and by buying any of my products on Redbubble and Amazon. So, hope to see you soon. Bye.